All of us have heard of the growing popularity of cryptocurrencies and digital money. However, one thing that has also been gaining a lot of attention are non-fungible tokens. If you're not familiar with what these are, non-fungible tokens, or NFTs, are a new kind of collectible to spend your money on, or potentially earn lots of money. But unlike something like Pokemon cards, comic books, or traditional pieces of artwork like paintings, everything is entirely digital. If you think it sounds strange or shady, don't worry. They use blockchains to digitally record transactions and allow for certificates of authenticity for these digital assets. So, if you've been thinking about investing in some form of digital token, then pay attention. Welcome to Arc Lifestyle, and today we're going over 10 amazing facts about non-fungible tokens. Also, as we're coming out with new videos all the time, be sure to hit the notification bell. That way you will know when we drop a new video. With that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. 10. NFTs are not cryptocurrencies. It's easy to confuse NFTs with cryptocurrency. So many of these new marketplaces have been popping up that it's hard to keep track with what is what and how different everything is from one another. In the realm of digital transactions, though, NFTs are not cryptocurrencies. There are many differences between the two. Cryptocurrencies are virtual currencies that use cryptography to secure and verify transactions. Additionally, there are programs in place to manage and control the creation of new currency units. On the other hand, NFTs are a digital or physical asset that has been associated with a unique cryptographic token, and it exists on a specific blockchain network. Their values also vary, but based on different factors. Cryptocurrency value depends on market fluctuations. However, since NFTs are actual items, everything is based on the value of that actual item. 9. Even though they are different than cryptocurrencies, they are just as volatile. Yes, we understand that the word volatile is a bit scary to hear. However, it is a necessary thing to talk about when it comes to investing in anything online. It takes a special kind of person to be able to cash in on the hype trains of NFTs. As we just discussed, the values of NFTs are based on the actual value of an actual item, but that doesn't mean that the values can't change. In actuality, they fluctuate all the time, sometimes to extreme levels. You have to be incredibly nimble, alert, and most importantly, have a huge appetite for risk. The majority of people aren't much for taking risks, and that's okay. It's just incredibly necessary to make sure the proper homework is done prior to taking the leap. Whichever you choose, make sure to use your own good judgment and never feel pressured into investing in the latest shiny new thing simply because everyone else is. Know what you're getting into. 8. Just because you buy the NFT doesn't mean you own the asset. One concept that exists within NFTs is the fact that just because you own an NFT, you don't actually own the asset. The whole idea of the program is the challenge of ownership. Digital files can be reproduced infinitely, and you usually do not buy the copyright or a license. Think of it like this. One of the most expensive, it went for $590,000. The person who bought the token owns the token, but doesn't actually own the meme. That still belongs to the creator, who held on to the intellectual and creative rights. The owner of the token bought a record and a hash code showing ownership of the unique token associated with that particular digital asset. People may download the meme and use it on social media if they choose, but they won't own the token associated with it. That means they can't sell it as the owner can. 7. There is a huge variety of NFTs to choose from. There's a rule about NFTs. If it is digital, then it can become an NFT. That has given rise to an incredible number and variety of digital items to become available on the various NFT platforms. Tampa Bay Buccaneers tight end Rob Gronkowski created his own limited edition trading cards that sold on NFTs for a total of $1.8 million. The band Kings of Leon sold NFTs of their newest album and made over $2 million. Luckily for all of us who aren't insanely rich, you don't have to jump right into bidding six figures. There are multiple NFT marketplaces out there. One of the biggest is OpenSea. Buyers can search for art, domain names, and random collectibles to bid on without having to break the bank. Or, if you're a fan of the NBA, you can check out NBA Top Shot, where you can buy video highlights, similar to how collectible trading cards are sold. 6. The first tweet ever was sold for $2.9 million. One of the most expensive NFTs ever sold was in early 2021. In reality, the CEO and founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, tweeted the very first tweet after setting up Twitter back in 2006. This tweet just read, "Just setting up my Twitter." Later on, he sold this tweet as an NFT for quite a chunk of money, $2.9 million to be precise. Judging by the massive popularity of Twitter, it's not too surprising that the very first tweet got this much attention. The tweet was sold to the CEO of Oracle, Sina Estavi, who believed it's just as important as buying the Mona Lisa. He went on to sell it again on a platform called Valuables, which is an online auction platform. It's crazy to see exactly how much a single tweet can go for when sold as an NFT. It really rings true when you realize that some NFTs have sold for tens of millions of dollars, but we'll get into that a little later. 5. Digital art is a huge thing in the world of NFTs. As with physical collectibles such as Beanie Babies, baseball cards, or toys, there's a huge market for NFTs. Buyers tend to be tech-savvy people who understand the idea of wanting to purchase a digital item. Chances are they saw success in the world of cryptocurrencies and wanted to expand their horizons. So they started exploring NFTs. One of the most popular things that buyers are investing in is digital art. Jason Lau, Chief Operating Officer of the crypto exchange forum OKCoin, said in an email, "Specifically for art-related NFTs, there's a huge surge in demand due to their novelty and creativity for early artists. Whether it's a physical work with an attached NFT or an entirely digital work, this new medium is opening new ways for collectors and artists to explore their relationship with the artwork itself." 4. Anyone can create an NFT, but it may not be worth it in the long run. In the free market of crypto, anyone can create anything they want and sell it as an NFT. But before you start racking your brain as to what you will create, you should know that it is a difficult process, it is risky, and it can be very expensive. First, the hidden fees can be astronomical, with sites charging a gas fee for every sale. This is the price for the energy it takes to complete a transaction. Yeah, paying for someone's energy. You also need to take into account conversion fees and fluctuations in price depending on the time of day. But different sites have different fees attached, which is the next tricky part. There are so many of them, and if you choose the wrong one, you may end up being charged more in fees than you make from a sale. 3. The most expensive piece of art sold for $69.3 million. Think about everything we have discussed about NFTs so far. They can be incredibly volatile. Buyers only purchase tokens, which are a representation of something. They don't actually own the piece itself. How valuable can it actually be? Well, if you're an artist known as Beeple, then the answer is simple. It can be worth $69.3 million. You did not hear that wrong. Beeple was not very well known before 2021. However, he created a piece of art called Every Days, the first 5,000 days, and it went up for auction at the world-renowned auction house, Christie's. The bidding actually started out at $100, but it soon started to go higher and higher. Ultimately, it was sold at the jaw-dropping price of $69.3 million. Now, Beeple has actually been an artist since May 2007. This picture was a compilation of the first 5,000 digital arts that he created. 2. Beeple also created a political piece of art that sold for $6.6 million. Beeple's most popular piece of art, Every Days, the first 5,000 days, was his most popular work. But it was a compilation of his works. He did have another piece that also fetched a high price. It was called Crossroads, and it sold just days before the massive sale of his Everydays piece. But the fact that this was a single piece of artwork instead of a compilation makes the picture even more impressive. The artwork was a political gamble for Beeple and a response to the presidential election of 2020. When you look at it, the imagery and message is very clear. However, a very interesting fact about this piece is that it was one of 2 pieces made. Beeple had 2 different versions made. One was in case Trump won, and the other was in case Trump lost. 1. Many people think this entire thing is just a bubble. A day before his record-breaking auction, Beeple, whose real name is Mike Winkleman, did an interview with the BBC and said, "I actually do think there will be a bubble, to be quite honest." In other words, he thinks that this entire thing lives in its own world, but the atmosphere is prone to bursting at any moment. It's a valid concern though. How can easily replicated JPEGs that can be screenshot with a single click have a real, long-lasting value? Is this just another pyramid scheme to come out of the world of crypto? The answer is yes and no. On one hand, the media will tell you that the bubble is burst. A great many NFTs have been losing the majority of their values over the last little while. However, something else has come of all of this. It has ushered in a new way of investing and purchasing. While it may seem like a fad now, there's a very good chance that this will be built upon, totally transforming the way things work from now on. Do you agree with our list? What are some things you know about NFTs? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't forget to check out some of our previous videos for more amazing content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.